What's up, y'all? It's your boy DJ Miles. Welcome to the DJ Miles podcast. I got my boy Cary the Dreamer on the show today where we talk about mental health, the hottest gospel hip hop known to date, and we also give motivational speeches. So what's up, my boy?
Boy, I'm good. Boy, I'm just happy to be here. I'm so excited just to be on the DJ Miles show. And I know it's going to be a vibe, man. Y'all tune in.
We always start with a feelings check and something you're looking forward to. So how you feeling and what's something you look forward to?
Man, like I said, bro, I feel so good right now. I feel excited. I feel like everything is working out for my good and everything is lining up. I just feel like it's a season of alignment. And what I'm expecting, let's see, I'm expecting everything to be good as far as this weekend. Just chill, vibe with the family, and just good vibes the whole way through this weekend. There's nothing interrupting that.
Yes, sir. Good vibes with the family. Celebrated Juneteenth too. How was that?
Yeah, Juneteenth, bro. It's crazy. It's one of the newest holidays, you feel me, that was put on the calendar. So my job don't recognize it. But people at the job, they were taking it off regardless, you know what I'm saying? And that's beautiful that to see that people who, it relates to will honor it regardless if your job, your workplace doesn't. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And just to see the history behind it and just see how everybody is coming together on
Yeah.
that day. Yeah.
That's factuals, man. That's factuals. Well, eventually, I hope everybody's off for Juneteenth.
Right.
But you're right. That's a good perspective. It's a new holiday. Give them a little bit of time.
Yeah.
But with that being said, what was the headspace that you were in when you made for the fathers?
Boy, for the fathers is a song. I just wanted it to be focused to the dads. Like as a man, like when you first become a father, it's so many feelings that you get. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Before the baby get here, when the baby get here,
Right.
it just never stops. So I just wanted something that was focused to the fathers. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted to do. And lyrically, I wanted to make sure that my lyrics, the verses wasn't just hot, but they were honest. You know what I'm saying?
Transparent.
Yeah, I wanted to for it to display what really goes on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, between your thoughts as a man.
Right. No, I definitely feel that. Like when I listen to it, I felt it. I felt how transparent you are, and I always tell people transparency saves lives. So
Ooh.
with being pretty much known as a gospel artist, what was that thing that made you completely decide I'm just gonna be strictly gospel and I just want to serve God through my music? I know I can do other genres, but
Yeah.
this is what I want to do.
Right. Okay. So, I unlike other people, I discovered my gift in church.
Mm,
So, when I first got saved, I was asking God what I could do. You know what I'm saying? And He told me use what I already gave you. And I was like, man, all I got is rap. And I used that. And I was talking at it. I was talking from a point like this is insignificant. Like for this space,
right.
how can rap in this space do anything in the
That's like
church?
taboo in the church.
Right,
For
back
sure.
then especially.
Yeah.
Well, God said, use that gift. So all right, so I used it, and He took that gift and He used it in so many different ways that it was a blessing. So I knew that in church I wanted to do something for God.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Right. Right.
And if God blessed me with this gift, I could only use it for Him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
That's real. That's
Say that
real.
one more time for the kids.
If God blessed me with this gift, I could only use it for Him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's real. That's real.
Right. So we both can agree that if God would have come down here and dropped an album, he'd be the GOAT, right?
Yeah, yeah, all day.
Right. So do you believe that when you serve your purpose through your gift, it opens that window for you to be the very best that you can at that compared to just trying to do it our own way?
Right, exactly. One of the things that I would encourage the youth to do is to not try to build by themselves.
Hmm.
My pastor, Bishop Lamar Simmons, is saying that we serve the God of all.
Yeah.
He's the God that knows all. He's the God that sees all.
Right.
And He's the God that is all. He's everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Factual.
And it's one thing for me to try to look at this relationship with you. Let's say we trying to build this desk or something in here.
Yeah.
It's for you and it's for your purpose. I'm doing it for you, but I'm doing it by myself. And I ain't asking you for no advice.
Mm.
We ain't doing it together. I'm doing it by myself. And when you come to your relationship with God, It's one thing for you to try to do something for him, but it's better if y'all do it together.
Yeah.
Ask him for advice. He give you his ins and outs. He be like, hey, I don't think it go good like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Factual.
Turn it around this way. You feel me? Yeah, like that. So do it with God, man. Whatever you do, try to do it with God. Make sure you keep that eye open like a relationship. Like, I ain't by myself anyway. He here right now. We might as well build together. You feel me?
You ain't never alone.
You never.
A lot of people, men and women, needed to hear that. You are never alone.
Never.
God is always with you.
Yeah.
So if God is with you, then who can be against you?
Exactly.
So you're very familiar with spiritual warfare, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so how do you counter spiritual warfare when you're doing the very thing that the devil doesn't like?
Yeah.
Making music that brings people closer to God, when the whole point of the devil manipulating the music industry was to send people to an eternity of hell and chaos.
Yeah. So, if I can understand your question, you saying, what, can you give it to me one more time?
Yeah, so like, with being a musician that makes music that is designed to help people grow closer to God and help yourself grow closer, how do you deal with the spiritual attacks that the devil sends your way?
Spiritual attacks, got you. So when it comes to music, music is very much an emotional, introspective kind of thing.
Right.
Within yourself, you having church. Within yourself, you having an encounter with your emotions, where they sit at, with where you want to be set at, with where you want to go, with your vibe. It's a lot going on while we're listening to music.
Factual.
That's why it's very important to what you listen to. Because if you're listening to YB or other artists, secular artists, let me just say that, secular artists, all of them, they preaching to you.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And depending on where you at, you might be amening something that God ain't with. You feel me?
Yeah, more often than not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it all starts with what you hear, what you accept, and what you put into your heart. Like, so it's a heart matter.
Yeah.
Warfare is a heart matter. Then it's an identity matter. It's a mental matter. Mm-hmm. And then it's very much decision based. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when it comes to warfare, I look at it like that. Most times, you know, the enemy is a deceiver. He try to tell you opposite of what you got going on.
Yeah.
You feel me? He talked to Jesus in the wilderness, testing him. He was giving him the opposite of what was going on.
Yeah.
But you have to see what's in your heart and see that what he's telling you is not true. Mm-hmm. I am a child of God. I am the head. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm not the tail. I'm above, not beneath. I am a lender. I mean, I got nothing right now, but I'm a lender because the script tell me that.
Yeah.
Then I could say, okay, in my mind, now every time this come in, we're gonna speak against it. We're not gonna buy it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you start seeing it more and more in your actions. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta include God in it. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah.
So to any success, God is the foundation. So give a scenario that you went through in your life where you couldn't see it working itself out, but God ended up working it out for you.
Okay. It's so many scenarios where you can't see God doing something and then he come in just fine. You know what I'm saying? I remember it's times before where I walked away from my job. You know what I'm saying? And I walked away from my job and I didn't know what I was going to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then things lined up just fine for me. Let me give you an example. Like I said, last time we spoke, I gave this example. Like, I had my best friends here for college. A week before, one of our friends from Miami came and spoke to me and said, "Hey man, when you gonna come to my church?" I wasn't trying to hear him at all. But the next week, all hell broke out in my life. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know what then, but God was trying to get my attention. Mm-hmm. So he had to strip me down to the point where I ain't had nowhere else to go. And then a week later, I hit him up instead of him hitting me, I hit him up and say, "Hey man, what's up with that church you were saying?" Cause grandma told me whenever things get hard, you need to go to God. So he hit me up and he said, "Man, be ready at 3."
Yeah.
I went with him to church. I got saved and I never turned back that day. I've been serving the Lord ever since. So things like that line up for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I guess that was one of the major moments in my life where things lined up. And also, I guess without a job, bro, I didn't know where I was gonna go. And then somebody just came out of nowhere and was like, "Hey, bro, you can stay with me." I went to an event. I didn't know where I was gonna go afterwards, but I still went to honor the event, ministered, and before the event was closed, I was speaking to my brother about the situation, and somebody else that was there came in and was like, "Hey, bro, you can stay with me, bro." And we've been cool ever since then. I literally stayed with him. God provided for me for a year, bro. No job for a year, bro. God is good.
Yeah. And I believe that those situations that build your faith like that, I think they're designed to build your faith because there may be something that's going to test it even more along the line.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, give me a couple artists that's in this faith-based, what's the word for it, platform.
Yeah.
Give me like your top 5 favorite ones to listen to.
Okay, I love Adrian Butler, out of Texas. I love, Jordan Armstrong. He's out of Atlanta. I love Big Phil. He's out of Jacksonville. King Chav is out of Jacksonville. And let me see. Of course, you got the Caleb Gordons, Jay Montes. Bro, it's so many people that you go to. It's a new dude too. I can't remember his name right now, man. But it's a new dude that out of Alabama. That's fire. That's fire too. Let me see if I can pull his name up. But if you go to females, you got Portia Love for sure.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
exactly.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah, she cold.
Yeah. She one of them.
Yeah, she definitely. I heard that joint. I heard her on one of those joints with 1K Few. I was like, yeah, she definitely tough.
Yeah, she one of them ones. But there's some people here locally that you may not know that's fire too. But like Matt Troop, he's somebody who's fire that's local. I think he one of them ones for sure.
For sure.
KB for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If I gotta go like top 5 fave in that mode, cause I'm real picky with music.
Dang.
You feel me? Like I definitely gotta go to Cary. 1K Few.
Yeah.
I Gazelle. Dang, that's a crazy 3 right there.
That's a crazy 3.
That's a crazy 3 right there.
That's a crazy 3.
Did I say Kurt yet?
Yeah, you did.
I put Kurt on there. And I did 1K. Bizzle.
Okay. Dang, what you know about Bizzle?
I've been on Bizzle since 2011.
Yeah, Bizzle.
Yes, sir. Gang, I've been on him. You gotta know.
You gotta know.
He one of the main reasons why I'm even into rapping.
Wow.
Cause like the bars and like the combination,
yeah,
that was like a big deal back then. Now I guess it's different, but I think they go more melodic and like more catchy now. But like when I got into him, it was bars.
Yeah, facts.
And I'm glad to see him still doing that. Who else? Paris Chairs. Did I say Paris Chairs?
Oh, Paris Carrez.
Paris Carrez.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it wrong. Sorry, gang.
Nah,
yeah. Probably that's it.
Paris Carrez.
Paris Carrez.
Yeah.
Carrez.
Yeah.
Oh, cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
He cold. Paris Carrez is cold, bro. He's one of the ones. He got a different flow, but it's fire. Like,
I like his voice.
Yeah,
his voice. Yeah, it's nice.
He sliding. He know he's sliding. Like he right in the pocket too. He ain't
slide on everything.
Yeah.
Every single song.
Yeah.
But I feel that way about 1K Few as well.
Yeah.
Probably ain't really no competition. I kind of feel the same way about all of them.
Yeah, for real.
And now, with that being said, what do you think's next for like that space of like gospel rap or R&B, whatever you want to call it?
I think what's next for that space is action
Yeah.
and not just awards.
Mm.
If we break away from trying to get accolades and start moving towards seeing action,
Yeah.
then we're gonna really do something in that space. You know what I'm saying? And it'll be more than just award shows. We'll be coming together and be changed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Cause I mean now it's the whole point of this interview pod. Like I don't know, on the radio station you'll hear like there's some songs that really could go,
Yeah.
and it's not just cause it's about God. And I feel like what's next is just really using that as a tool
Yeah.
instead of it just being like, okay, you're the best gospel artist, cool, you got this award, that's cool,
Yeah.
but like we gotta make sure we continue to like develop this and build this because it can die.
It can. It
It
can, bro.
can die, bro. I seen it happen with hip hop.
Yeah.
You
Dang, that's real.
That's real, yeah. So I think it's in a good place because thank God for the artist that's just like, okay, I'll take the criticism that comes with being like real enough for the people who may not be in the church but believe in God.
Yeah.
They really need it because it's like you remember when God, what's it? I Love God by Mary came out.
Yeah.
Would you say that was probably one of the most iconic moves to allow the older people to accept anything trapped with gospel?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That was like a bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bridge for both generations. You know what I'm saying? To meet old and to meet new. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, when I first heard of Cary, it was like it was trap to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But this was like 2010, 2011, 2012. So this was more like rap. Like it was way more rap than auto tune back then.
Exactly.
So I couldn't say that was like mainstream until he started like really switching it up with Zay and all of them like that. So when she did come out with I Love God song, I don't know if you've seen the interview with Warren Campbell. It's just like it was easy. I just made like a simple beat, and I like that. I like gospel being simple.
Yeah.
Cause the sermon, like, say you insert like instead of you having your choirs in church, right? And I know some of my older church folk, they finna pull their hair out. But I'm wanting something for real.
Yeah.
So say you got 4 songs in the choir, right? So you replace one with 1K Few. Well, the Radicals.
Yeah.
The Brandon Radicals had Zay on the keys. Next one, Brian Kirk Franklin, Lil Baby, Glorilla. How them do that joint? Third one, yeah, I feel you. Cooking. Third one, I come on.
Yeah.
With Ty Brazel.
Yeah, gonna go crazy.
And then have I say like Child Like CC or Portia Love or something like
lady.
that. Yeah, and then have like a real nice gospel singer. And then you had a sermon. Like how you think that would make you feel after leaving church that day?
Man, you got some of everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And a sermon like about probably like 40-minute, 25 to 40-minute sermon.
Yeah, that's it. You reaching the young and the old, man, and then you hitting them with the word. That's what it's about. The creativity is not just one thing.
Yeah.
The creativity is from a whole spectrum of things. You know what I'm saying? I think we need to tap into that so we don't just see one thing. You know? Let them know you could do you, and we'll accept that too as long as it's God. You feel me?
I've heard a lot of your stuff. God's gonna do it. It's okay. For the fathers.
Yeah.
And with it being on the radio and everything, a lot of the listeners probably want to know what's the writing process like for you.
All right. So writing process, anything that you hear is something that I most likely lived, because I don't write songs to be catchy. You know what I'm saying? I write life anthems. I write stuff that I lived through, that I've been through, and I note the things that God helped me to navigate through my problems, and I write them on the script because I hope that it will help others navigate through their problems.
Right.
Yeah. So it's basically like a cheat sheet for the season that we're in. Yeah.
That's a good way to look at it. It's just crazy hearing that because I write in my head for the most part.
Yeah.
So when I go to the I do 4 bars, make a hook, or make an 8-bar hook, and then just leave the space in, and then set it up for the hook so I know when to stop. and I just keep running it until it gets right.
Man, I seen somebody do that before. I was like, you don't got nothing written down, and they're like, nah, I'm just gonna freestyle everything.
Freestyle everything.
That's a gift, bro, to do that.
To like, I think it's good to know how to do both though.
Yeah.
To be real with you, like I really think it's good to know how to do both because when you put yourself in a space like that, you really can't lose.
Yeah.
You pinpoint, you checking off all the boxes lyrically, but then when you're able to like freestyle when you need to, you can get a certain sound or a certain cadence off that you probably will have to take. I wouldn't say hours, but you might have to take 2 or 3 more minutes for each bar to get that cadence where you want it to.
Yeah.
But when you can freestyle, you can kind of just you can play with it different.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that you said, I'm talking about what I'm going through. This is where I'm at the time, which is why I like certain artists' albums. Because it's like, okay, this is where you were in 2020. This is where you are now.
Right now, yeah.
So do you have any upcoming music?
Oh, yeah. For sure. We just released For the Fathers, but I got a song called God Don't Make Mistakes. That I think is going to be something that you're going to love. God Don't Make Mistakes. Yeah.
Bet. That's perfect, man.
Yeah,
you got that joint coming. I know they're ready for you to drop an album too.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah.
I know you've probably been working on it already.
Yeah, for sure. I'm working on, bro. It's crazy. I got the next 2 years kind of mapped out already. Yeah. I got it mapped out, and I know that it's gonna be something that's needed. But now it's like, okay, I can't just give it all to you at once. I gotta do an EP. I gotta drop a single. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Build it up. So that's where I am right now.
Nah, that's dope, bro. Just know that we ready. Hallelujah 95.3. You already know we support you and everything that's going on. And shout out to my guy Doc for putting it together, putting it in motion, my boy.
Doc D.
And then you was at the Aha Gazelle show, so I was like, okay, at least I know somebody in here.
Right.
Cause I'm brand new to Tuckassie. Like I've only been here since March.
Wow, that's crazy.
So I'm learning the scene. I asked him, I said, who's good gospel music out here? Cause I'm not just gonna work with just anybody. I told him straight up. I said, look, bro, I'm really not a gospel rapper for real. So if I'm gonna play something gospel on radio, it's gonna have to actually be good. He said, oh, Cary, one of the best ones. I said,
wow.
I said, okay, we'll make it happen.
Wow.
And we shot it up, and it wasn't just so much talent or ability. It was just more so, oh, he a cool dude. Like, then I heard about the Miami background. I said, oh yeah, okay, I'm a Jacksonville dude, so we get along fine.
Yes, sir.
You feel me?
Big city light, yeah.
Yeah. So with that being said, you got any words of encouragement you want to give to the listeners?
Yeah. I would say I went to Charleston for our church conference, and I talked to the youth, and we was talking about gifts and using your gifts, and we talked about the difference between a tree and the fruit.
Yeah.
And some of us are trees, like we're planted into Christ, we're planted in the church, we're planted into this whole Christian walk, right?
Yeah.
But the issue is we don't see no fruit. And you got to make sure you have fruit on the tree, right? And it's one thing to have fruit on the tree, but nobody's able to get filled from it.
Yeah.
Or partake from it. So I tell people that the tree grows fruit, but the fruit is not for the tree.
Yes, sir.
The fruit is supposed to be experienced, it's supposed to be taken, and it's supposed to give nourishment to somebody else. So if you want to know if you're being fruitful, make sure that you're not just a tree, but you're a tree with fruit on it, and that somebody else is being blessed by what you're giving up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, that's one.
Yeah, facts.
That one, man. That's the best way to close it out. What's up, y'all? It's your boy DJ Miles. My words of encouragement is allow your passion to align with your purpose.
Yeah.
When you allow your passion to align with your purpose, God is going to make sure that you have what you need through that journey. God ain't finna have you starving through your journey to serve your purpose.
Yeah.
A lot of times we trying to serve our ego. Ego stands for edging God out. Every time you edge God out, you block your blessings and put yourself through more adversity than what you need to put yourself through. That being said, just finished the interview with my boy Cary the Dreamer.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Always love, bro.
It's love, bro.
And
always.
Maybe we can get you and Bryce to come on.
Yeah.
Or maybe me, you, Bryce, and Black. See if we can get it mic'd up.
Let's see what's good.
Let's see what's good. For real.
Yeah, I'll be lit.
Yeah. So, you definitely come back to the pod, bro.
Yeah,
You
for
get
sure.
some stuff situated, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right, bro. Yes, sir.